pictures of my feet and read true crime stories. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what you do on OnlyFans? We're live.
Right
We
in
are
time.
live.
We're absolutely live.
Hi, you guys. Welcome back. If you're joining us from the last episode, welcome. And if you're joining us on the replay, hey, you guys. We're going to start the podcast. So, feel free to say what's up, but we're gonna get into it because that's what I'm working on doing, is getting more quickly into things. Although TBH might move over to Twitch because I'm not great at getting into things so quickly, and apparently they're into that on Twitch. Anyways, let's go. Okay. Welcome.
Hi.
Let's what? Let's censor the name. Let's go. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to That's So Up, the podcast. A podcast about cults, murder, and other generally stuff. We are here on the YouTube, which is why we're doing that. If anybody is listening on the podcast and is like, why? Because welcome to Sunday, or whatever day you're listening to this. That's when it comes out. But it came out on Wednesday on the YouTube. So
how is this only Wednesday? Oof.
It's been the longest month of the week.
Right.
I don't. But according to astrology, it's supposed to get way more chill soon. So
yeah,
knock on wood. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm ready.
Yeah, no, me too for the most part, except for my computer's plugged in and it's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, well, actually I am. Okay, there we go. Plug out and plug in, right? That's usually, or just redo,
Yeah, that's our troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it. All right, let's go. Episode 6.
We're your hosts. I'm the other one, Fallon Maury.
Shaw, and I'm Ashley Love Richards, your main gal. My goodness, you know what, Fallon?
I'm learning. I'm apprenticing.
In about 3 months is the 4-year anniversary of the podcast.
Wow.
Happy TS anniversary podcast almost. Okay.
I know.
Let's go. We are here. We are here with another bonus episode, the 100th bonus episode of the month, because we are breaking down the prison confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, episode by episode. And if you are like, where's the first 5 episodes? Well, silly gooses, they're right here on the podcast feed and on YouTube. So check it out. Unless you like to do things in reverse. Some people are into that.
And Ash even used the same graphic for all of them, so they're super easy to find.
Mm-hmm. Aesthetically, that wasn't even my favorite choice, but I thought that it worked well. Okay, let's go. Fallon, let's go. Come on.
I just get blamed.
So the last episode of the series, episode 6, is called I Do or Do I? So,
uh-oh.
Gypsy opens by saying that this wedding is a big step for her and her life. She was told, like we've said, that she would never be able to find love and happiness and find her Prince Charming and get married, etc. Her mother put a voodoo hex on her to stop her from reaching that dream. I think we talked about that in a previous episode.
We did. She put 2 pictures of her and her boyfriend at the time, some of Gypsy's menstrual blood, and a cow tongue in a jar and buried it in their backyard.
Just say no to people asking for your menstrual blood, you guys.
Any of your blood. Blood is bad
Yeah.
news in any curse magic type ritual, I think.
Yeah. But I said that we shouldn't scoff at that. Not that I believe in curses, but I do believe in energy, dark and light, and voodoo. Is
It's
it
a
called
religion.
voodoo?
I think it's
And
a
it's
religion.
yeah, I believe voodoo is an official religion.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Let's
I'm not scoffing at it.
double-check
I'm
that.
basing all of my knowledge of blood things off of all the novels I read about things with magic in them.
Okay, first of all, it's spelled Vodou, fun fact, and it's essentially a monotheistic religion that recognizes a single and supreme spiritual entity or god known as Mawulisa among the Fon Oloran, among the Yoruba, and Bondye or Granmat in Haiti.
It's a lot.
I'm guessing those are places or groups. Jesus, I shouldn't have tried to
Well, it
learn
says
and teach
that
this on the fly.
it also says that that's Haitian voodoo there, and it says not to be confused with Louisiana voodoo, which is also known as New Orleans voodoo, and an African diasporic religion that originated in Louisiana.
And then there's also
Another one.
West African Vodun, Vodun.
Yeah, there's a lot on this. I think this is a lot to unpack now.
Okay, so
but we can go.
I'm just saying that I think that voodoo dolls and stuff have been like culturally appropriated as kind of fun, silly things, but it is something that a lot of people take very seriously. So, anywho, that's a short and probably kind of confusing explanation of that. Okay, good. The idea of a wedding makes her feel guilty because she doesn't feel like she deserves to be happy, which I'm so fucking ready to be done with this. It's so bumming me out. Okay. And she doesn't feel like she deserves to be happy in general. Christy and Dad, let's just say mom and dad, right? Like Dee Dee is Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Dee Dee's Dee Dee. Mom and Dad state that Gypsy has mentioned that she didn't know if she was ready to get married, and they both agreed that if she wasn't super sure that maybe she should wait because obviously it's a serious thing, and obviously she has a lot of growing to do despite all the growth that she's done in prison. Life outside of prison is obviously different. Although I gotta say, she's got a newer iPhone than me. I'm glad that she seems to be doing well. And, but I know that for like a lot of people, there's a lot of shit has come out in the last 8 years,
Yeah.
Things happen a lot. Often things are happening.
Yes.
Everybody's like, no shit, Ash, thanks. No shit, Sherlock, thanks for the update. Okay. So Gypsy says that she threw everything at Ryan, like kind of as people do sometimes when they're nervous. You kind of try to push people away. It took a long time for him to break down her walls. She said that she was almost cruel to him. That she would say things to kind of hurt and push him away. And as somebody with some like a tad bit of complex trauma, I do understand that behavior because you're like testing if people will peace out. You're like, let me show you my worst, huh? Now what do you think, huh? You like that? You want some more of that? And like, it's like very testing the boundaries.
Yeah.
And then as soon as somebody like gives you kind of a signal that like, no, I don't like that, and I don't want more of that. It's like, oh, see,
Yep.
you can't handle this.
Yeah. Plus, every time her mom said or did certain things with her, she would turn around and take it from her. Like her mom would offer her something that looked appealing and then would turn around and be like, just kidding. How about instead of seeing your boyfriend, I chain you to a bed for 2 weeks? So she's
wouldn't that be
very
fun?
she's very used to having like the switch pulled on her from, the one person in her life. So
yeah, Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed's here. You guys welcome. Hey.
it was early. Hey, Mr. Ed.
It's, it's early in this episode, but we have been recording for
That's true.
a while. So
I'm your host, Mr. Ed.
I'm your host, Mr. Ed. I'm sorry to tell you guys all this. Gypsy has kind of premarital counseling. Gypsy has sort of premarital counseling before her wedding. It seems like she does normal kind of wedding stuff. A lot of it's kind of given to Ryan to do
right
on the outside, but she does get to, like I said, she does some premarital counseling. She speaks with the chaplain. Ryan says, you're a little bridezilla, but I love you. So it does sound like, that she did get to have something like somewhat normal and not what you would kind of imagine of just like
a prison wedding.
Yeah, just the two, like
you two on a video or something, like getting married over Zoom.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So, she says that if anything else, Gypsy says that at this point, if anything is really outside of her normal routine, that freaks her out because she obviously still has a lot of trauma from her past. And she said that she can't fully trust Ryan, but she blames herself for that. Like she understands that. And again, God, the self-awareness, like, there's not full trust here, but that's not because of anything that he's done. That's because of my own issues that I'm working through. Gypsy, be my friend. Like, girl, let's talk.
I mean, I think that she obviously recognizes, like, we might have stuff to work through when I get out. Like, it's not perfect, for all the haters out there that are like, well, if your marriage isn't going to be perfect, you shouldn't get married. Like, let them learn. They're two young people getting married. Like,
yeah,
they got as good a chance as anybody else getting married.
A couple of crazy kids. I mean, yes, she's been incarcerated essentially her whole life, but she's what, 32? She's in her 30s.
Yeah.
What year was she born?
91.
Math.
She'll be 32 this year.
Yeah, so he's 37.
Or no, she'll be 33 this year.
Okay, yeah, they're not that they're not too much of crazy kids, let them do their thing. She does also recognize that she's very codependent on Ryan. She said that having his reassurance is what keeps her going before she gets out of prison. And everybody's like, oh, look at how controlling Ryan is. Why is he at every event and interview with her?
She probably wants him there. He's safe for her.
That's her safe person?
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Because most of the people saying that have never been in a position in their life where they need to have someone that provides them that psychological safety next to them. Like, good for you guys if you've never had to experience that. But for some of us out there who want to find our person in the room and grab them because we just need a touchstone, that's all she needs. Leave her alone. Yeah. I was never in prison, and I like that. So
no, it's that's fucking awesome. If you don't understand what that's
for you in your ivory tower with no trauma and
look at you with your lack of PTSD,
neuronormal and whatever. Just I'm spicy and I like it.
I'm spicy and I like it. Burr, 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 burr. Whatever happened to them? Anyways.
Anyway.
What? Okay. All right. I want to say check in with our gang real quick. Sophia, Joanna, Alex, Peggy, Renee, you guys.
Hey.
So glad to have you here. Renee says the documentary content is keeping me busy.
Yay.
Me too, girl. Me too. Also, she said thank you to Alex. He introduced me to Ashley's content. And Peggy P said the same. Yay. And we have a shirt, me and Alex. It's available on Alex's website. It says, Ash and Alex did it. They did it. They did Scientology well. Something like that. I'm not, sorry, Alex. I'm missing the mark a little bit right now. But a lot of stuff going on.
Doesn't it say something on the back? Like, doesn't it say you're like...
Oh my God, that's what it says on the back. Oh, silly. Wow. No, my brain is actually so out of it. It's funny. It says my brain hurts on the front.
My brain hurts. That's what it is.
And that's a little bit how I feel with all this content. I mean, I love it. I do. Especially because I've been really passionate about Gypsy Rose and Natalia Grace's cases for a long time. So finally getting to hear from them is crazy amazing. I just wonder why everybody has to make a 5 to 6 part documentary.
Why can't it just be 2 parts?
That's my question, or just even one. What happened to a good old documentary instead of a docuseries?
I know.
Because I want to cover them all. I do.
But it's a lot.
It's a lot. Okay. But it's okay. We're getting through it. We're having a great time. Right? I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. And I think that it makes total sense that she would be codependent on her partner. She's always been in a very codependent relationship.
And I'm sure if she didn't have him, like I'm sure if she hadn't met somebody, she would have like Christy or something with her at these events. Like she would have had somebody. It just happens to be her husband now.
Yeah. No, I definitely think so. Yeah. Gypsy says that she doesn't have the same real world experience like the other women that she's incarcerated with. She's never been intimate with Ryan, only hugs and a small kiss on the lips, which by fundamentalist Christianity standards would actually be like
third base.
That's like marriage. like I think it
is marriage.
You have to be married
after marriage
to kiss on the lips. So
side hugs
listen,
only.
Gypsy. I don't know about not intimate. Okay, right? It's like, by whose definition, you little hoe? Just kidding. And I love it, man. This girl is just like spilling the beans. She is wondering if she's going to be fulfilled. And she does say that she's still a little bit having a hard time letting go of her ex-fiance, Ken.
Oh.
I don't know if that's going to be a little surprise tidbit for Ryan. But this also was
2 years ago?
Oh.
A year and a half ago?
No, I don't. Shit, I don't know exactly. But whatever. I mean, I think that was probably her first, like, real relationship after fucking Dee Dee and Nick Godejohn, Right. It would make sense that you would have some attachment to the first person in your life who wasn't a psychopath.
I'm sure.
So, and if they can be that kind of real with each other, then I actually think that they're on a fucking very good path.
Yeah, they're doing good.
And her ex-fiance Ken couldn't handle the stress of her being in prison and like the fame that Gypsy had. You know, she was obviously very well known, and when he ended things with her, she was pretty devastated. On a phone call with Ryan, she says that she dreamt that she left Ryan for her ex and that a part of her still has love for Ken. Oh, shit. I took these notes when I was like half asleep last night. Ryan got worked up and said that they were getting married in 12 days, which, yeah, I wouldn't love that. But I think it's very much something that Gypsy already is aware that she does. Is tries to
Yes.
push people away.
Right.
It's very self-sabotage to be like, I'm thinking about my ex and I just feel like I should be honest about that.
Okay, girl.
This, Ryan, it hurts people's feelings just to hear things like that. He said that she shouldn't have these feelings anymore since she was committed to him. As we know, they're seemingly right, because who really knows what happens behind closed doors? But they seem like they're doing really well. Gypsy then states that she had talked to Ken 3 weeks before that phone call. Ryan called her a liar and hung up.
Oof.
And said that she keeps saying things that she, like, just self-sabotagey, kind of fucked up things like that. She also said she realized that she would, like, say things not only to push his boundaries, but to hurt his feelings, which, I mean, I could not put myself up to that level of scrutiny, because this is nuanced trauma reactions that's hard for a lot of people to understand.
Yeah.
You know?
Nobody's really gonna understand. They're just gonna be like, oh, look, see, there she is again, being all, being crazy and wishy-wash. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan's worried that she's going to leave him for Ken, which, feels sort of justifiable.
I mean, because she kind of said it a little bit.
I'd have the same worry, I think. And he says that he doesn't want her to settle, so if she isn't happy, then she needs to leave him. And she always states that she still wants to marry Ryan. She doesn't want to work it out with Ken. She'll never be the girl that he wants, and too much trust has been broken, and the relationship would never be the same. And I feel like this is like on par with him saying that he called her or wrote her on a bet. It's like, you guys just like we don't need to spill all the beans. Like, we can keep a few marital secrets.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to, like, keep a little nugget.
Yeah, yeah. And this is coming from a chronic oversharer in recovery. I used to get what I called vulnerability hangovers because I would share too much.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then you wake up the next day and you're like, why would I tell people that? That's crazy. Like, why would I be that open? You stupid fucking idiot. Yeah. That whole thing, you know that?
I get like social interaction hangovers. Yeah. Every time I like talk to people publicly, I come home and I'm like, should I have said that? Remember when I like sniffed and I like looked at somebody sideways? Like, that was so
They probably
dumb.
thought I was on coke.
I shouldn't have laughed like that. I got up to go to the bathroom at the wrong time. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bless your heart, Fallon.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding. I love you. But also bless your heart. I'm saying that with legitimate love. Okay?
We relate. I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't love hearing that. Like, I want to marry you because I've accepted that this other relationship won't ever work. It's like, Anywho,
I
I'm just relaying the story. Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like a conditional thing. Like it's okay because I figured out that one isn't gonna work. So like lucky you, you're the first runner up in the, sort of the vibe I'm getting. But
Yeah. But Gypsy did say that she wanted to go into the marriage with no regrets. Just kidding. No regrets. And she wanted to wipe the slate clean and make sure her head was on straight. And I think she probably felt a little bit guilty keeping those feelings to herself. I mean, I think I would. I also think sometimes if you feel guilty about something, it's also better to like maybe work it out with somebody else who's not going to be super directly affected by those feelings that you're working out within yourself, you know?
yeah.
I mean, sometimes maybe. But Ryan says that he just wanted to be felt chosen over Ken. Sorry, I just started thinking about the Barbie movie.
I knew you were doing that.
And she said that just getting that out and like getting that off of her chest was her final goodbye to Ken, and that she was choosing Ryan by marrying him.
I mean, he has to understand though, this is a woman. This is not your average woman. This woman has had to publicly confess to murder before. So being able to look at him and go, hey, I had some feelings for this guy I used to date probably isn't in the scariest thing she's ever done, right? In terms of revealing secrets.
And, you know, she has a pretty intense fear of abandonment, and she's totally also testing him. Well, you gonna stick around now? How about this, buddy?
Or are you going to stick around now, or are you going to get weird and controlling on me? That's another boundary test.
Ooh.
Like if I mention someone else, are you going to start being like, you're mine, you must call me king, whatever.
Yeah. That's such a good point. And she said at the end of the day, she's a murderer, which people have been like, girl, get your story straight. Because now she's said in interviews post getting out that she's not a murderer. And she's not, but like pick a lane kind of, right? Because if you're going to say you're a murderer, obviously you didn't fucking do the stabbing yourself, but you did orchestrate it. So, you know, there is some speculation that I might agree with that it would probably be good to just like lay low for a little bit and tell the media to fuck off while you like enter the world for the first time ever. I just I get we have like 3,100 followers and I get overwhelmed with notifications.
She's doing so much publicly in her first week, and I didn't expect, like, I thought maybe you'd see like one message and then nothing for a week, and it's just like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, she's like trying to be all famous and rich. And it's like, well, A, who doesn't want money? It makes the world go round. It's bummer. Hard, cold fact. And she's very much so trying to A, tell her own story, which she's never had the opportunity to do, and B, spread awareness about fictitious disorder imposed on another, because it's something that people really did not know about until her case.
Yeah.
Okay. Christy talks about meeting Ryan 10 days before the wedding and says that his demeanor was very pleasant. He seemed like a very sweet person and had good manners, and that she was happy that Gypsy has a man, and that she was happy. She said that he was very sweet and had good manners, and that she was happy that Gypsy had a good man that she can turn to. However, she does want Gypsy to learn about him and life with him before getting married. But I mean, c'est la vie, right? You just gotta go with the flow in this situation, like really, because it's all so until she's out of prison, out of her hands. And even then, she has parole and stuff. Like she still has restrictions. Although she did get kicked out of Missouri she had to leave Missouri for some reason, which I thought was confusing. And then she went to New York, which I thought that
It might have been the terms of her parole. Like,
yeah,
they might have different terms that are like, you cannot live in Missouri. You have to live in wherever.
and you can travel,
or they might have petitioned that she get to go live in Louisiana because that's where her support system is, since she's like a recovering inmate.
Okay, so they're like, you can't be in Missouri,
right?
Because that's not your
spot.
Well, also because you have to go somewhere, right? Like you can't just be like, all right, deuces, I'm gonna go find a place to stay.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, now the news makes sense. I can't. It's like you said. I actually started a Gypsy Rose Blanchard forum, you guys, because I was really irritated at the one that already exists because everybody in there is like speculative dicks, and it was really annoying me. And you can't do self-promo in most Reddit threads, and it's super fucking annoying. So I made my own because I wanted to be able to promote our episodes, and I also wanted to be able to speak freely and in a positive light about Gypsy, because I did that thing that I do where maybe like I go on internet and get angry, but I was just like, hey, like hot opinion, maybe everybody should kind of get their own life and stop having so many hot take on gypsies, because like she's kind of publicly said that she's not into it. And you read it. It was a little bit ranty, but it was very much just like me stating my opinion.
And the response was like, lectures don't work, thanks. Like,
no backseat modding.
Yeah.
And I was just saying, like, I think that it's a bunch of trash happening in here. Like, people are just trash talking, and that doesn't seem very supportive. And then
we've stopped doing as much Reddit.
My post.
We've stopped doing as much like Redditing because it becomes like a giant echo chamber in there, because people want to hear their own opinion, and then they will just find a way to mod out ones that they don't like.
Yeah. No, they like hated that I essentially kind of dissed their modding, because I was like, I feel like this subreddit is breaking its own first rule of, quote, be kind.
Yeah. No, they don't really care.
To who? Gypsy? Because I'm not at all seeing like kindness and compassion happening in this thread. You dick fucks. God. So anyways, that's why I started my own. You guys go to it. It's Gypsy Rose A. Blanchard. That seems so petty, but seriously, whatever. Fuck it. Renee's never been on Reddit, and you know what, Reddit, Renee?
It's a windy, spirally
it's a windy
hole.
Road, so you know.
And you're not missing that much. Just
yeah,
depends.
You're okay. Like Alex said, Reddit can be pretty toxic sometimes. Yeah. Yes. Yeesh. It's like Facebook. Anyways, okay. You know what? Instagram too. The internet's just for fighting now, I'm pretty sure. Mostly. Okay. Anyways, let's be all nice to each other, you guys. All right. Okay. Oh, editor, that was just YouTube talk, FYI. Little behind the scenes YouTube liveness. So please edit it out. Thank you. Okay. Gypsy obviously doesn't know much about the real world yet, and doesn't know what it's like to live with a man, and feels that there could be complications, and with a marriage in place, it's hard to back out of it compared to being single and figuring things out as she goes. So she's just like being very candid about her fears, which are all very fucking natural, you know. And her sister Mia. So I'm actually a little bit confused exactly as to her and Mia are related.
Yeah. Because Mia's Rod's daughter.
Oh, he's Rod's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. Mia wants Gypsy to feel supported and like she isn't being controlled. And she said that she would be a tough one to please when meeting Ryan, which I love. I love.
Yeah.
There's got to be
Level
that
of
like
sister energy. Yeah.
yeah. Like, so what's your deal, buddy?
What's your deal?
What are your intentions?
Yep.
No, just I do not advocate gun violence, you guys, at all. Okay, at all. Mia's actually on. Whoa, throat frog throat. Oh.
Frog in your throat?
Yay, that one. So Mia's actually only 21, and Gypsy's like a decade older, but Gypsy sometimes feels like Mia is the older sister since she has more real world experience, which
of course
totally makes sense. So we cut to Christy and Mia meeting with Ryan, and Mia states that she wants to make sure that Ryan is worthy of Gypsy.
Aww.
Ryan wants to be someone for Gypsy to lean on, and Mia said that Gypsy has herself and Christy. She's like, all right, motherfucker, but like also we're here. So it's like you said, if Ryan wasn't in the interviews with her, it'd be Mia or Christy or Rod. Probably Mia or Christy, but she would have some sort of support.
Right.
Mia says that Gypsy's life will never be normal. Obviously, people want stories. They want to be around her. They want to make money off of her attention and
sure,
etc. And Gypsy's family is scared that the marriage will be too much and won't work because her life might be too much for Ryan, just like Ken was overwhelmed.
And I mean, it's a good call out.
Yeah. What?
It's a good call out, I think, because, it's as much as we are like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. Like, for at least a while, Gypsy's not going to be able to be one of those people that goes, oh, I'm sick of Ryan today. I'm running down to grab myself lunch alone. And then people are like, ooh, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was dining alone today and not with her new husband. Right. What does this mean? Like, most people in the world don't lean up to that scrutiny. And so very much like she goes from absolute isolation for 30 years to that way past normal. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh,
I don't know what happened.
Did we have a little glitch? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think my boyfriend can relate to that feeling of what it's like to date a really big celebrity. Just
really,
man, everywhere we go, it's like, no photos, please, you guys. It's a lot. So,
I mean, I have like dozens of at least 3 dozen Instagram followers.
Oh my God.
Number following twice that many. Like,
get it, girl.
So yeah, I know what it's like to have tens of people look at your Instagram
just wow. Post. I mean, millions of 0.001 followers we get on a regular basis. It's anywho. But despite all this, Ryan's confident that he can handle everything that's thrown at him and has shown that he's willing to sacrifice for Gypsy, that he's in love with her and isn't going anywhere, which I think is pretty evident by the fact that he's like, can you just like cut it with the Ken talk? All right, we're getting married and
yeah,
shut it. But like, stop it. But I'm not going anywhere. So I think people just want to hate on him because people are mean. Mm-hmm. I think that's sadly, a lot of people are waiting to see good people fail and then like obsessively following the worst people on the planet on TikTok. You know what? I can't get started on TikTok right now. Okay. But I'm just like,
I didn't start you on
society just like,
TikTok, FYI, when
I
you were
know
like,
you
wait,
didn't.
stop.
I'm just saying
Shut
that
up.
like society really confuses me. Like I don't understand. Okay. Let's keep rolling. Here we go. Come on, girl. Get through it. We're almost done. And then you can like let Gypsy live her life and not have to
Talk about her.
hear about her sad ass fucking story anymore for years of your life. Okay. No, I mean like hours. But like a lot lately. But okay, you guys, I love it. Thanks for being here. Okay, right? So
we're starting to lose her.
What is happening? Okay,
need to put the paddles on you. Like, come on, we got you. Yeah, like.
Okay. Whew. But Ryan is confident that him and Gypsy can do anything, and he's willing to take the chance that things won't work out because Gypsy is worth it to him. And I'm sorry, but don't we like all take that chance every fucking day when we decide to be with a person and go, hey, this might not end well because you're a human and so am I and we're fallible?
Right? Even when you start a friendship, I mean, you've taken that chance that somebody's going to, not be a great friend and you're going to get bruised from it. Like,
yeah.
But you just roll with it.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not saying that like, oh, not good for you, Ryan. It's just like, that's just what you do in love.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Friendship love or love or whatever. It's like, yeah, this might not work out and that'll fucking super be a bummer, but that's how the cookie crumbles, you guys. So, what are you gonna do? But I love this. Meeting with Ryan took the stress away from Mia. He made her feel at ease. So unless he's like an amazing sociopath, then I don't think he's like this controlling dick that everybody's kind of trying to paint him out to be. She's
still, like she'll. Oh, sorry. I was
okay.
just gonna say she'll like take a video where she's in like their living room, and she'll turn the camera and be like, "What do you think, baby?" And he'll say something, and people will go, "See, he needs to put himself in every video." And I'm like, they live together. Like it's not like he can just like go hide in the closet, honey. I'm about to shoot some TikTok. Like,
right.
He lives there, guys.
Yeah, he's yeah.
It's wild.
He lives there. They're married. He's her support system, as she's stated repeatedly.
People are
in this
just
documentary.
Like pole vaulting to conclusions at this point.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's people's.
People.
They love that
nuts.
though. That's a lot of people's jam, which is why I need to stop going to the comment section of things.
Yeah.
Like, stop it, Ashley.
Nope, no
stop.
Comments.
Okay, but go to this. Stop doing that. Keep telling the story. Although Mia is with Rod and Christy, that she doesn't think that they should be doing the whole marriage thing so soon. But also remember, and somebody said this in the chat, Renee said, he's from Louisiana. You need to live in the place on record when released. So, and I'm pretty sure Christy and Rod they are in Louisiana too. Yeah. So yeah, I just don't think it's as like, what's he gonna move in with the whole family, or is
no,
I just yeah. It's just, she's an adult, you guys. Let's just let her live her life with what she wants to do. So 4 days before the wedding, Gypsy and Rod are having a conversation. She's telling him how comfortable she is with Ryan, and she says that her dad has had very limited possibilities to give her guidance, and that's why she wanted his opinion so badly. No, are you kidding me? Like, I just want to make sure that I get some guidance from my dad, and
Oh,
Like,
that's sweet.
she like wants her dad's approval, you know?
Yeah.
And Rod also likes Ryan and Rod also likes Ryan and thinks that he seems genuine, and as long as Gypsy's in love with him, he will support her. I think Rod's got the right ticket.
Rod's
What's
a simple
up, Rod?
guy. Yeah.
Good.
He's
Yeah.
a simple dude. He's like, sounds good.
Yeah.
You
like,
can always divorce him later.
Can we all just like chill out a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So he gave her his blessing to live her life the way that she wants to. And Ryan appreciated that because that like spread up the process of their wedding. And, you know, it's just good to, it's nice. It's nice to have the people around you be supportive.
Yeah.
Gypsy sadly isn't allowed to wear a dress at their wedding. Their wedding was just them for the official ceremony, but they are going to have, they do plan on having like a bigger ceremony later. Mostly for their friends and family, she said, which I was like, girl, you should do a wedding if you want to, because that seems like a lot of fucking work. And
It is a lot.
If you're happy with your prison wedding, just like rock it, you know?
Rock your prison wedding, man. Go on a really fun trip with the 15-30 grand you'd spend on a real wedding. Like go on an amazing vacation. Well, when you're allowed to leave the country. Go on
not before then.
No. Do not break your parole with your wedding money, but someday.
So at first they were going to be allowed to each have 2 witnesses at the wedding, but with COVID, they weren't allowed to have any. Both of her parents were disappointed that they couldn't be there for such an important moment in her life. And I mean, obviously, you know. However, like I said, they do plan to host something. And I think that's so fucking sweet, you know. It's like Gypsy understands that it is an important moment, not just for her, but like for her family too, you know. And Ryan thinks that Gypsy deserves to have her white dress moment.
Oh,
everyone should stop being so judgmental. So apparently sometime this year, Jesus Christ, like take a fucking siesta and a vacation. Like apparently they're gonna like have the wedding this year, 2024. I'm tired just thinking about her schedule.
Wild.
She's like gotten out. She's pulling some,
I wonder if she's like, God, I got
Fallon
hours. Stop it.
You're cuckoo with your
I wonder if she's like, man, I used to get so many more naps in prison and now I like
God. I mean, there was a schedule, but
sleep, nap.
I hope that she gets like a social media manager and somebody to help with that stuff, because
I would suspect maybe she already does.
Maybe.
Or
she's just really, really good at social media already. But I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I don't know.
You never know.
I don't know. Ryan is inevitably getting nervous as the wedding's getting closer. Raise your hand if you weren't nervous before your wedding. I've never gotten married, so I don't know. Were you nervous, Fallon? No. Okay. Well, looks like it was just Ryan then. Weird.
I'm not everybody.
I know.
Like.
Ryan knows that people aren't fully supportive of them getting married, and he won't really feel secure until after they said I do. And you know, he just says that he loves her more than anything and really wants everything to work out the way that they plan. So she calls and says she's excited about the wedding, and he says that he's the luckiest man in the world. And then it's the morning of the wedding, and Ryan has butterflies. And if you guys didn't know, butterflies are actually anxiety. Fun fact, because it always sounds fun. Ooh, I have butterflies, but it's anxiety. But maybe if butterflies makes you feel better than anxiety, like go with that. Because
Right.
also, it's not actually really true that it's just anxiety, because actually anxiety and excitedness are the same chemical process. It's just how you're perceiving it. But I think I'd be feeling a little bit of both in this situation.
A little bit of both. I
Yeah.
mean,
and Gypsy's nervous. Everybody's nervous. Why not? Like, right? I mean,
sure.
and she says she's a little bit disappointed that she can't wear a dress, but other than that, she's like just happy that she gets to marry her fucking dude today.
Yeah.
Cameras weren't allowed inside during the ceremony, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of footage from the wedding this year.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure I'll fucking watch it. I'm
We're
sure
gonna-
it will be publicly available.
We're going to do 20-part Barb of Gypsy's reception video.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Get ready, you guys. By the
I
way,
will
Barb is
not.
binge or bust, and it's when we do this, when we tell you guys a documentary, and then we say binge it or bust it. And we said that we think this is a good one to watch because you get to hear Gypsy in her own words. Also, if you don't have Lifetime and don't have more money right now, this is a great option. Right? Just saying. So, they say their own personal vows. Ryan walks out of the ceremony extremely happy and says that so many people chase Gypsy that he's honored that she chose him. And
Aw.
yeah, Gypsy said that she was so nervous, but the second that she said I do, all the nerves went away. And they're both just like super fucking stoked. And you can tell, unless they're just
Aw.
putting on a big, crazy, very convincing show. They seem very happy to be together. Their little marriage quiz on TLC was super
Really
cute.
cute.
And everybody's like, are y'all fucking kidding? In the Gypsy Rose Blanchard subreddit, which is why I made my own. You guys go join it. It's Gypsy Rose A. Blanchard. People are like, are you kidding me? This is getting out of hand. Like, they're doing like a cutesy fucking wedding show with a murderer. It's like, you guys are still not obviously getting this at all. Like, Gypsy Rose A. Blanchard on Reddit. If you're there, join us. Okay. Okay. After the wedding, 2 to 3 months later, reality hit, obviously, as it does. They had an argument about someone from her past, and Ryan didn't like that she was talking to someone from her past, and this led to her saying that he was controlling, like her mom. And from that argument, she called Christy and said that she wasn't sure if she wanted to be married anymore. So, we went from like, woo, to like, ugh. And Christy's like, well, I think you should get an annulment. And she said that he raised his voice too much when they fought, and it made her fall apart. And from that argument, she considered them separated. And again, and to be fair, I wouldn't personally get married or like reproduce children until I work through all of my trauma, but I can honestly relate to easily feeling controlled and getting really triggered by like anybody telling me what to do because of my own situations that I've had in life.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I can understand. And then like I'm also very sensitive to being yelled at and having people raise their voice at me. Like it really, like anger being directed at me like really freaks me out. So I understand where this stuff is coming from. Also, you're about to get out of prison. Like there's so much happening. I can't imagine the pressure that she was under.
Yeah.
It's not great to be talking to, talking to other people when you're
Right.
married. But
Yeah.
hey,
But that could
you know
also
what?
be a another distancing mechanism. Like, I'm about to get out. I'm worried that it's not going to last once I get out. So let me just go ahead and throw some wood onto that fire.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's again like I'm not really here to judge because sure this happened, but they're out. She's out. They're together. They seem happy. She's promoted the shit out of this documentary, so I'm pretty sure she's good with it. Um, which again is just like it's really brave because not all of this looks great, and she's being very vulnerable and I mean also coming out as like a sexual abuse victim. It's a lot of vulnerability to put on the table. It's kind of overwhelming to think about, honestly. Um, so Gypsy didn't wear her wedding ring for 2 weeks. Gypsy didn't wear her wedding ring for 2 weeks after that, and told him that she didn't think their marriage worked. And told him that she didn't think their marriage would work out and that she didn't know if they were a good match for each other. So he went to see her, and she said she loved him, but she didn't know how to be healthy for him, which is really good insight and communication, I think, on both of their parts, because they both start therapy to learn to like grow independently, which is literally how many therapists or how many like couples are doing that, like honestly communicating and then going to therapy about it, and like that's not easy shit,
No.
And luckily with therapists getting involved, they haven't had any like big blow up arguments since then. And Ryan, like we said earlier, teaches social studies in 6th grade, and he thinks that the town he teaches in will receive Gypsy well. So I'm actually curious how that goes with his teaching career, because I'm sure some people will have strong, not. I think some people will have strong opinions that are like not in favor of Gypsy. Like she's
right. I'm sure.
She's a divisive person. A lot of people don't understand the abuse that she endured.
Yeah. It's not like you can go read a book and understand it, because there's literally no other precedent for her case ever in the world anywhere. So like the level of abuse she suffered, or the fact that she was an FDI victim that killed her captor, essentially. Like, both.
And I mean it's like it's the same as like a domestic abuse victim killing their husband because they know that if they stay they'll die, and if they leave they'll die.
Right. Either way.
So it's a big town for her to hide away in, but it has a small town feeling to it where everybody kind of knows everyone and knows everything. So the tabloids got hold of an email, and they were saying that their marriage was over after 4 months and that the annulment was official. And it's kind of crazy that this wasn't more in like what tabloids in their small town, like, because I didn't hear about any of this pre documentary.
Right.
So Ryan was freaking out because of the headline, and Christy's like, well, fucking
and some breaks.
Hate to say I told you. Like hate to say I told you so. But like publicity is always going to be an issue that's not going to go away, and that's what's kind of so rough, like fucked about these people's relationships, like people who are big in the public eye. It's like if my relationship was being scrutinized constantly, like fuck man, that's so hardcore. So they both want kids and to have a normal married lifestyle. Gypsy wants to be the opposite of her mother and says that she knows exactly what not to do, which I think is, yeah, it's great. Don't do anything that your mom did and you'll be great. Just like be opposite her.
Yeah, I can't imagine even the trauma of parenting in her position though, because when you're a parent, you like when you were talking to me about the other day when you're like, oh my God, I've had this dog for a week and like every little sniffle, I'm like, oh my God, she has to go to the vet. She's dying. Like, what's wrong with her?
Baby, are you okay?
And being a parent is like that. Like, oh, he made a funny sound. His cheek turned red or his skin is scaly. Like every little thing you're like freaking out and taking a kid to a doctor for normally. But I'm sure that that's always going to be in her head is like, am I doing this because my kid needs it? Or am I doing this because I'm like that, That's going to be wild for her.
Yeah. I decided like, for so many reasons not to have kids, but one of them is like, man, I gotta like take care of my own inner child. That's a lot. Just trying to like be like, are you okay, dude? What do you need something? Or like, God. So, it seems like a lot. I was like, Fallon, I've had this dog for like a week, and I gotta tell you, I think it's probably pretty close to having a kid. Listen. She
when
needs
my
to be
kid
walked and fed, and she has to like go to the bathroom.
When my son is mad, he doesn't go like sit in a corner and lick the underside of his own kneecap for 5 minutes, right? To ignore me. That's where they're slightly different.
Okay. Shenanigans, Fallon. Come on. I'm trying to get through this. Okay. So,
y'all, this is my life.
So Rod said that between Ryan and Christy and himself, that Gypsy has plenty of people to lean on. Gypsy said that she's been through a great deal, but has overcome a lot, and she wants a simple life that a lot of people take for granted. She just wants to drive a car and have a job and get married. And she knows that's going to be hard, but she's ready to take on all of the challenges. As we all know, she was released on December 28th of 2023. That's what, 2 weeks ago now, about exactly. Yeah, I think it was a Thursday, but it was a Thursday.
I think so.
It's etched into our minds.
No, it was not a Thursday. No, I don't know.
I'm gonna look at the calendar really quick and just like blow our minds. It was a Thursday. God damn, Ashley,
Ashley, you
this.
Brilliant bitch. I was waiting for you to say something like that about yourself.
You fucking smart little cunt. Way to nail that. You are just... I know Gypsy's prison release date more than I know most people's birthday that I love. Yours? No idea when.
Mine?
October. No. November.
No. Nailed it.
Wait, is it November 11th?
Nope.
Okay. See? Okay, anyhow. What is it?
The 20th.
Okay, cool. So
I like how you nodded like allegedly. Like, no, you changed that just now.
Sure. Yeah. Allegedly the 20th. Interesting. Gypsy's family rented a house near the prison to welcome her after she was released. Ryan is super excited but nervous, and he's really ready for them to actually start living their life together. Of course, everyone's excited, and they hope that Gypsy's not too overwhelmed with her new life. And Rod, understandably, is kind of disappointed that Ryan got to pick Gypsy up and not him.
Of course.
Aww,
yeah.
Dad. But, Christy is a little overwhelmed. She never thought that this day would come, and she just can't wait to see her daughter outside of prison. Love them.
Yeah.
Ryan waited at a hotel nearby to the prison to wait for the notification from the prison that he could pick Gypsy up.
Say that again, because you called it a notification.
A notification, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ryan waited at a hotel nearby to the prison to wait for the notification from the prison that he could pick Gypsy up. He wasn't allowed to have cameras inside of his car when he went to go pick her up, and not in the prison. So we see her coming out, and none of her clothes fit. So, that's why she had to get decked out, I guess. Hey, none of my clothes fit either. Anybody who makes clothes and wants people to wear them on their behalf?
Just saying.
Jinxies. Oh, cute. Okay. She thought it was weird. She thought it was weird being in a car at first. However, she was super excited to finally be free, and she pretty immediately was like, I'm gonna check social media out. Like, let's get on and popping. And like, she has been
doing it.
She's been doing it. Yeah. She feels like from the beginning of her case, people have been on this journey with her, and she believes that she's outgrown the prison version of herself. She's searching for a purpose in her life, and she's sick and tired of talking about her And she says that she's sick and tired of talking about her past and excited about the future and what's ahead. So she is talking about her past a lot now that she's out. But I think that in a world where two opposing things can be true at once, I think you can be both sick of telling your story and reliving your trauma, and also know that it's important to tell your side of the story, and it's helpful to other people, and that. So later that day, on the 28th, her release day from prison, she receives a phone call from the Missouri parole officer instructing her to leave the state immediately to travel to Louisiana as soon as possible. Yeah, I was like very, very tired last night watching this. Legal rules. So her plan was to go there on the 1st, but she wanted to visit with friends and family in Kansas City first. And
nope.
What? No.
Nope.
What?
I mean, well, she can't go visit a bunch of people if she has to leave the state immediately.
Yeah, maybe she just doesn't like fully get how it
works.
How it works. I don't know. She felt like she let her friends and family down because she had like just general intense culture shock when she got out. It's like, girl, of course you did. Like, you're not letting people down. If anybody says that you are, that's cray cray. But I really, her support system is so strong and like understanding that I really don't think anybody was like, wow, you're not like totally with it and you're shocked by what's happened since the also remember her like experience on the internet was on Christian dating websites, and like it's a big world out there. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But she felt like she was she feels a little bit now she's like in a different form of prison by being told where she could and could not stay, and like what she couldn't, she's still being controlled a lot. So, kind of moral is that she's very excited and she's looking forward to the future. She's also terrified and feels super free, but also feels sort of imprisoned and controlled. And I think all of that makes a lot of sense, that you would be feeling literally everything in the
Of
world
course.
at this point.
Of course.
So, I I know that we both agree. We just hope that
Mm-hmm.
she's doing well, and
Of course, yeah.
yeah, and we just wish the best for her. And
Definitely. She deserves a good shot, just like anybody else, would get at just like living normal life.
yeah, and probably in like a month or something, we'll do another update where we say what she's been up to and stuff. We're not gonna. We've released
Like 9 episodes about
8 or 9
Gypsy.
episodes about Gypsy
Yeah.
this month, so we're gonna take a little breather.
Yeah.
And she's got a lot of spotlight on her right now, so we're gonna take some of that off and focus on some other stuff. Natalia Grace is getting the chance to tell her side of the story for the first time, and it's been medically proven that she and it has officially been medically proven that she was a fucking child that they were abusing and torturing and left to live on her own at like 9, 10 years old.
Ugh. And tried to like date her birthday for like whatever.
It's fucking heartbreaking, dude. I was just like, can
And
people stop abusing and torturing kids? It's really not cool, man.
And I get to hear you talk about it on Friday, right? It's
Yeah,
exciting.
you do. And listen, if you guys are like, bitch, we are down for the ride, then I love that. Be with me. I'll be here tomorrow with my friend Shantae Petz. She is amazing. We are going to be
Yay.
talking about the curious case of Natalia Grace. Natalia Speaks, second season. If you are like, wait, what happened in the first season? Then don't worry, guys. Got your back. 2 episodes about that on the feed. You might have to go back and search a little bit, but I did cover Natalia's case. Then when the first season of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace came out, I did an update. And now I'm doing this. So join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to hear me recap the first 2 episodes of that. Join Fallon and I at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday if you want to hear me recap episodes 3 and 4 of Natalia Grace Speaks. And then, if you're just like, man, I can't get enough of your face. Love you, baby. I can't get enough of your screen name. Then join me on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the last 2 episodes. And then for the love of God, please stop doing multi-part docu-series.
Yeah.
Or just keep them to 2 parts.
And then Ash will be taking a brain break for a little while.
I'm gonna go on a 10-day trip, but don't worry, you guys.
I almost said like you sound a 10 bay trip, like
10 bays.
My 10 bays, and I'm going on a trip.
Yeah, maybe one day when I'm uber rich, I can bring 10 of my closest bays on a trip. Can't even. Well, I was like, can't even take this bay, but no, me and my bay, we're going, hitting the road. And don't worry though, because no rest for the wicked, you guys. I'm not bringing my recording equipment. Finalen and I. So tired. It is almost 9 o'clock, you guys.
Just watching Ashley's head like a cartoon, just start to literally split down the center. She melts.
Finalen and I.
Finalen. It's a cool new nickname she's given me.
And I forgot what I was even saying, what we're doing. We're not going to record while I'm on trip. That's what's happening. But don't worry, because
we're recording before your trip.
And after, and there's still going to be a shit ton of content that comes out. So
that's right.
Hi, editor. Let's that's all YouTube stuff. This is podcast stuff. So So you guys, if you're listening on the podcast, what's up? Like, that's the main jam. So I'm so glad to have you here, and thank you for being here. And now that you have heard this whole thing, if it's Sunday and you're listening to this and it just dropped and you're like, oh, is Ashley gonna not do any stuff now for a while since episodes have dropped on the feed for the past 10 days in a row? No, motherfucker. 7 more episodes coming your way every day next week. Get it.
Oof.
So much. But yeah, doing the whole Natalia Grace special. So, Natalia Grace Speaks, the second season of the Notorious Case of Natalia Grace. Yeah, I'm done. I can't talk. The second season of the Curious Case of Natalia Grace, Natalia Speaks, covering that all week. And then we're doing TTI week, Troubled Teen Industry. So
there's a lot.
I'm going on a vacation, but like content is not going on a vacation at all. So subscribe, please. I mean, you want to be updated, and then subscribe so you can update yourself. Oh my god.
That's right. Alex said everybody press like right now.
Press like if you're on YouTube. Listen, if you're on hey YouTube, I'm gonna get back to you in a second. I'm doing I got a podcast outro. Or else where am I? Literally, where am I?
Like us.
Oh, yeah. Subscribe to the podcast. If you are digging what you're hearing, leave 5 stars. If you have 38 seconds, because that's how long it takes, leave a review. And if you want more, what? There's more? Yeah.
There's always more.
What the fuck? I know, it's ridiculous. Ash Learns the Bible is a monthly Patreon exclusive where I learn the Bible, and it's like my favorite book. It's one of the craziest things, you guys. I don't know if you've read it, but it's wild. It's a trip. That's on Patreon. All the episodes that you're listening to with ads, Patreon.
No ads.
No ads on Patreon.
Regular ads, Patreon. No ads.
Yes.
To clarify.
Yep.
I'm here for you.
Help me. Stickers. Thank you.
Stickers. Card. A keychain.
Keychain.
Mugs, depending. That's not the $5.
No, they're not at the $5 level. A shout out.
A shout out.
Access to over 150 episodes that are not available on the feed.
Yep. Early access to the new content, of course.
Yeah. What the fuck, bro? If you have $5 a month, I mean, I think it's a good way to go. tsfuthepodcast.com.
It's a great deal.
Or patreon.com/tsfu. And you guys, from 2 lovers of good mothers, Dee Dee's not in there. Good night and good luck. This is what happens when we don't record in the morning. I love you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Done. Zip. Podcast. Over. Boom. What?
And then
I'm going to California. P.S.
I know. That's
Renee
exciting.
said, Ashley, not a stalker. Where are you going? It's not a stalker question. I'm road tripping, y'all. So I'll be in Reno, Nevada on the 19th. Marriott room 219 if you want to stop by. I'm just kidding.
That's wacky. I'm gonna have to
be so
shut
kooky.
you down right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be giving out any dates and locations other than to some people that I planned on visiting that I'm really excited about. Some people that I've been working on with the podcast for like Evs, but have never talked to or met in person.
That's awesome.
I know it's gonna be so fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So
Um,
you guys, thanks so much for watching. And Alex, join my bay trip anytime you want.
We had an
you just have to pay
amazing-
for yourself.
We had an amazing podcast trip this past year that we should do again. And that was like a bay trip.
It was such a bay trip. Oh my
It
gosh.
was awesome.
I think I still have to send you guys pictures from that 4 months ago thing that we did. I'm the worst.
All right.
Oh, Alex said, I can't get enough of you two more.
Oh, I love it. It's
Stop.
funny that you should write a line full of Crocs, Alex, because you'll never guess what I'm wearing right now. And then he's going to be like, never mind, I don't want anything to do with you.
What's your Crocs at? Show him.
No!
Show your Crocs.
I don't want Alex to leave.
No, you're already being shamed. Like,
No, I
love you.
refuse.
It's whatever.
I'm tired, man. It's
So am I.
almost 11.
Joanna can't get enough of our face. Like when she combines them together in her mind.
Mm.
Thanks, Joanna. We love you. Can y'all have a podcast trip to Oahu? Joanna, I'm from Oahu. Do you even know that? I think we've probably talked about that. I'm pretty sure we have actually. So, yes, Fallon, please.
I'm already going. I mean, yeah, I'm already going to Maui in a couple months, so that's gonna be.
And like Renee said, and like Alex has said, always hit like beforehand. Yeah, before I hit the stream. I don't know why, but thanks, Renee, for telling them. I didn't. Alex says right now, right now, you guys. Apparently, it's probably good for the algorithm or something. The algorithm, the mean robot that I work for. All right.
You're the mean robot that I work for. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll take that actually. That's like not completely inaccurate. All right. Well, this has been so fun, you guys. If you're on the replay crew, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, tell 2 friends, hit the like button, and leave a comment about how awesome this was. Because people love to leave comments about how much they don't like stuff. People love that.
People like comments like, I can't believe you guys talked. I'm like, well,
that is so crazy that you guys were talking for like a fucking hour about an hour-long documentary. I know, it's so mind-blowing, Karen. Like, it's crazy. Maybe go watch the documentary and pay for cable. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, what? Love you guys. Okay, bye. It's not a cold, it's just a podcast. Go subscribe to the podcast. That's so fucked up. Everywhere you get your podcasts. Good night. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.
Bye.